everybody, welcome to Teaspoon Retro. I'm your host, Teaspoon, here again to do another Chantal reaction video. Yay! Now in this one, Chantal apparently has some news for us. Sounds a bit clickbaity to me. What do you guys think? Well, let's take a look and find out, shall we?
Hello, foodie beauties.
So, do you have someone in your life that you absolutely detest? You do? Fantastic! Why don't you try a cameo from Foodie Beauty? Yes, instead of giving your money to those greedy corporations, you can give it to a greedy mukbanger instead. Isn't that fabulous? She'll even do a happy birthday for you or a pep talk. They'll certainly never forget it. They'll be emotionally scarred forever. Yes. So, don't delay. Get your own back. Get that cameo today.
Hi guys, welcome back to another video that you're probably not gonna like. So, yes, I'm going to do one last video. I came up with a schedule for content that I think is going to work for me a lot better. Something that I'm going to really enjoy. But before I get to that, I'm going to just update you a little bit on how I'm doing for those of you who are here mostly for that kind of part of my life. The attempts at a health journey kind of part of my life. So, so first of all, here was what I'm having for breakfast. Having some oatmeal. I don't have any milk left, but there's a little bit of maple syrup, not much, some flax seeds and chia seeds, and 2 hard-boiled eggs with a bit of salt.
When Foodie says there's a little bit of maple syrup, not too much, we can easily deduce from that she's probably emptied half a bottle into it. It's probably more syrup than oatmeal at this stage, isn't it?
Salt and pepper and some water. So first off, I finally have an appointment this evening with a therapist.
Really? Really? No. Don't believe you've got an appointment with a therapist whatsoever. You're just coming out with all of this right now because you're copping a lot of flack, Chantal, for the things you did regarding Howie, his burial, and his state that he was in, showing that on live stream, which was absolutely diabolical. Then on another live stream, admitting that you didn't really know what to do with him when you found him in his state of eternal rest, should we say, and you put him in the freezer with your pita bread and laughed about it, which shows how psychotic you are, doesn't it, really? Aside from that, though, because you've been copping so much backlash over that, you figured, I know, I'll try and convince everyone that I'm finally seeing a therapist. Don't believe it for 1 second. She said in the past it's difficult to access therapists out there. You've got to find an English speaking therapist, which will complicate matters further. So no, don't believe it whatsoever.
And yeah, so I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not gonna lie. I really hate therapy, and I've talked about that before. I've been to many therapists in my time. I've been to a psychiatric hospital.
Reference Foodie'S previous visits to therapy. She's done numerous attempts, gone to an initial session, which is kind of like a bit of an overview, and sort of the therapist and Chantal getting to sort of get a feel for each other, and sounds weird when I say it like that. It's kind of like sort of a general sort of probing to... even that sounds weird. Good grief. How can I put this in a way that doesn't sound weird? Basically, it's a sort of meet and greet sort of thing where therapist will sort of try and engage with Chantal and ask her what she'd probably want to get out of therapy. So they don't delve too deep in those initial sessions. And Chantal's only ever gone to initial sessions. She has never followed through with any therapy, and she's never followed through with any inpatient treatment either. So here we are again. She's talking about it, not going to follow through on it, and just noticing that she so doesn't want to eat this oatmeal because she's been playing around with it for the past couple of minutes while she's been talking. And if you realise, and as we all know with Chantal, normally it's 2 words, several bites, pause, then she'll say another 2 words, delve straight back into food again, and we'll end up with these pauses. She's sort of just there, sort of playing with the food almost, you could say. And she's reeling off this word salad while she does so.
Well, I've worked in one, you know, but so yeah, Bismillah. So I'm not in any condition to be doing all these challenges. Like, I need to just get real and learn, you know, healthy coping mechanisms with life. Now, that being said, I'm not going to be going to OA or Food Addicts Anonymous or whatever it is, because I can't be abstinent. What I can do is just listen if I feel like I just want to hear other people's stories. But I can't be abstinent right now. I don't even know if that's something that I believe in when it comes to food.
And this is precisely why any sort of treatment isn't going to work. There's no point going to therapy with the attitude that you don't think you're going to abstain from eating certain foods. You don't want to abstain. That's the most important point. You don't want to. So I'm not really sure how much use any therapy would be, given that you seem to have absolutely no intention whatsoever of trying to get to those deeper issues that have led you to your food addiction, because you just love your food and you don't want to stop eating on camera. I would suggest, Chantal, that you save your money and you save the therapist's time as well, and let the appointment go to someone that is interested in making change.
I'm just confused and I don't know. So I'm going to try the therapy right now. And this is why I don't feel like I can do a health journey on my channel. Because number one, to have a successful channel, you kind of have to pick a niche, right? It's not just for the content, so just hear me out. But I don't want to have like a confusing channel that goes from being super personal and depressing to something lighthearted. Like, it confuses people, and I get that. And you know, I don't want to do that to you guys. And I just want to do something I can be consistent with. That's something that makes me happy. Yes, food makes me happy, and what I'm going to try to do that I think I can be more consistent with, because that's the key, being consistent at something, even if it's a small change, you know. What I like the idea of is, you know, allowing myself to kind of eat whatever I want, like once a day, be responsible, because no matter what, it comes down to being consistent, disciplined, and responsible with something. And for me, is it going to be abstinence and just really bland eating and not, you know, just the OA way of thinking about food? Or
get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
eating super healthy, or, you know, for the rest of the day, and going for walks and stuff like that.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Being responsible that way about my health.
Oh God, I've just realised, is she on normal speed? Good grief, no wonder this is such a slog to get through. Hang on 1 second and I will correct that forthwith.
Going to my appointments, taking my meds, eating healthy outside of what, you know, whatever else I eat throughout the day. So that I think is going to work better for me. So you're probably not going to see a lot of my life outside of my scheduled content. I just feel like that's just something I enjoy more, and I have to enjoy it. You know what I mean? So you can think, you know, whatever you want of me. I know a lot of people, if I'm a failure, whatever, that's just not the case. Just because I'm not doing a health journey. And this is the thing, we've been here so many times through this cycle, whatever, oval, because I'm not doing something that I can stick to, you know, that I'm not doing something I enjoy. I feel like I'm trying to please every single member of my audience, because if I don't do a health journey and I go eat something bad or whatever, or I do any kind of mukbang, you know, like the kebab and rice, like people were like, this is sad, don't you want to live, blah blah blah, those kind of people, then I feel bad and I think, okay, I have to try to prove something to these people that I can do this, you know. And then it's just like, you know, I have to just live my life how I want to live it, and not everyone's going to agree or approve of that. That's fine, you know, but I have to be consistent with something. And I want to completely review and try most of the restaurants in Kuwait, and I want that to be a series on my channel, Foodie Beauty. If down the line I'm consistent with weight loss.
Foodie, you can't be a food critic. You can't describe food. The extent of your vocabulary when it comes to describing food usually consists of, oh you guys, it's so fresh, and warm, so fresh. So that's probably what the reviews would consist of, isn't it? Oh you guys, I'm here at this restaurant and oh my god, it's just so fresh. Oh, it's just so fresh, guys. The food is so fresh and it's yummy. That's not going to work, is it, Foodie? You're not a food critic. You know, to be a successful food critic, really, you have to sort of talk about more than just the food. You have to talk about the sort of what it smells like, the food, what sort of tasty profiles you get as you sample the food. You know, is it spicy? Is it hot? Is it sour? Is it sweet? And you just don't have that range in your palate because you've killed most of your taste buds. So now really you just drown everything in hot sauce just to get any taste out of it. you also have to describe the presentation of the food. You have to perhaps describe a little bit of the history of whatever cuisine it is you're reviewing. Look at the ambience of the places that you're in and talk about that. And this other problem is your channel is based, you are based in Kuwait. However, the majority of your audience hail from America. So you're not going to really be able to review some of these perhaps niche restaurants in Kuwait, because the likelihood of the majority of your audience going over there and sampling the food is going to be relatively slim compared to if you were in Canada and reviewing restaurants in Canada, or you were in America and reviewing restaurants in America. I would imagine you'll probably end up just visiting a load of fast food eateries, which doesn't make you a food critic. So this is not a good idea. You've had numerous opportunities, Chantal, to revive your channel, and we're too late in the day now.
Maybe I'll start another channel, Foodie Gets Fit or something like that. Until then, this is just going to be a beezing channel, and I want to do like at least a food review almost every day, or some kind of food video. Now, I will still cook some things here and there, so I'll probably organize a schedule where, you know, some days I do food reviews out, some days I cook at home and do a video like that. Some days it's just a mukbang like normal. And then I want to do my live streams, because my beezing community is honestly what I really enjoy, and I enjoy having fun.
A few hours later.
And whenever you, Joy, for example, come in here and say things in my own chat, which is supposed to be my positive space, and say things like, you shouldn't be eating that, oh no, fast food meal, it really just brings back, it's like, it doesn't do any good. You're not going to make me change the way I live my life. I don't need an education class to teach me that Hardee's is not diabetic friendly. Like, yeah, how dare people be preachy? Yes, Angela, goodbye. I've already said I don't want preachiness and annoying negative vibes in my chat, so that's why. See you. Go somewhere else, somebody who's like doing a weight loss journey on their channel, and go preach to them. And, you know, that's just something in my character, my nature. You know, no matter how modest I try to be, I still need to bees, you know? Hearted, you know? I honestly don't have any hate in my heart for anybody.
Really?
I just try to mind my business now and not worry about what others are doing or saying. I have no control over that. But what others won't recognize, and what I think will work very well if I can be consistent.
Chantal, I hate to be the voice of doom and gloom, but the only consistency that you've ever managed to attain is being consistent in stuffing your face. As to regards to anything else, you've never been consistent in anything. You're not consistent in your schedule for uploading content. You're not consistent with timings. You're not consistent with the nature of content, or non-tent, should we say, in this case. You sort of flip-flop between healthy eating, not healthy eating, hold me accountable, don't hold me accountable.
Normally my brain is disordered. And if I have a day where I'm going to eat a fast food meal or a junky meal, my brain will think all or nothing. So you had a takeout meal, even if it's just like a cheeseburger and fry, that's probably maybe 1,000 calories, you know, depending where you get it from. I'm still allowed, you know, 1,200, a little over 1,200 or whatever, for example. Like,
that's besides the point. Well, it's actually not the point at all. The problem is that as a diabetic, you have to look at the sugars that are in things. You have to look at the carbs that are in things. And you have to do that because you have a chronic condition. You have actually a number of chronic conditions. You've had numerous clots on your lungs. You've had problems with your heart, you've got problems with your kidneys, the list goes on, and you really have to address these, or you can choose not to address them. But like I said, the impact that will have on other people is really something you should think about. But then again, I'm crediting you with being adult and sensible and mature enough to make a rational decision, and none of these things applies with you. You're not rational, you're not mature, you don't behave like an adult, you behave like an overgrown toddler.
The average person will eat 2,000 a day. I'm allowed a little more according to my fitness pal. I'm not really paying attention to that right now, but it's like I'll just go and eat like whatever, maybe 2 fast food meals. After that, I'll order twice instead of just the once, and then I'll have like a whole night of snacking. It's just awful. I want to find some kind of balance, you know, because regardless, food should primarily be nourishment, 100%. But the reality of the society we live in, it's also pleasure. And I've built my channel around that, and I enjoy it. I enjoy going out and getting food, trying different new foods. And if you're restricted by that,
Foodie, you don't really try any new foods. We've not really seen you do much in the way of meals outside your favourites. I mean, you've been craving KFC and Hardee's and places like that. So what we're seeing is repetitively the same thing over and over. Poutine with your special gravy, or chicken and rice. It's just about serving whatever cravings you have at the time and getting your satisfaction from giving it to those cravings.
it's hard mentally. And it's just not something I'm strong enough to do, and I have to be honest about that.
Credit where credit's due. I'll certainly give Foodie credit for admitting that, at least.
Guilt tripping also doesn't help, because it makes these little efforts I'm doing about just trying to make other meals during the day healthy, not just all or nothing junk or no junk, it makes me feel bad a little bit about myself. So I don't want that also, like in my chats and stuff, constant negativity.
Chantal, this is where people lose patience with you. You have asked on many occasions for your chat to hold you accountable, like the cheese accountability check. You wanted your beezers to say to you, Chantal, should you be eating that? No, you asked your viewers to hold you accountable. And now, and you have on numerous occasions got really pissy with people when they've done that, when they have tried to hold you accountable, because your personality does not allow for any sort of criticism. You can't stand any of that. You're going off again on people and saying, don't hold me accountable, I can do what I want. Yeah, you can do what you want. But there will be a point, Chantal, where everybody switches off, and then your channel will be done. It will be finished. And what will you do for money then? Everybody knows Salah's not got a job.
My niche is going to be food and beezing. Well, having fun in real life. I love going out. Doing those long live streams, going out. So I'm going to try to keep a balance in my daily life. And I think I feel so much relief knowing that I'm not putting all of these strict restrictions on myself.
Chantal, you might find relief from entirely giving in to all of your cravings, but your body certainly won't. And one day, those chickens are going to come home to roost. You're going to look back at moments like this and think, Why didn't I take that chance when I had it?
You don't have to show me. I know the cycle's insane. This meal is actually really good. It's one of my favorite go-tos for like first meal of the day, breakfast kind of thing, because it gives me a lot of energy. Like, it's really good for you. Full of protein, good fats with the flaxseed.
Yes, generally oatmeal is considered very healthy, but there are things that you have to consider with that as well. Again, you have to look at portion sizes, and that's in a Tupperware tub. So you have to weigh and portion food. And also, if you've put like half a bottle of maple syrup in there, then you're completely negating the healthy aspects of having that oatmeal in the first place. You think you're being healthy, but you're not being healthy. This is actually quite a large breakfast. You've got a large portion of oatmeal, you've got an unquantifiable amount of maple syrup in there, but knowing you, we know it's a lot. And you've got the boiled eggs as well, and banana. That's easily going to be somewhere in the region of a 500 to 600 calorie breakfast. You've got no idea what healthy portion sizes look like. And if you don't go to the diabetes education classes, which you've turned around and said you've got no intention of going to them, you're never going to learn these lessons, and this is why you always fail.
I think at some point, which I might talk about in therapy, what I don't like about therapy is they always ask you, what do you want out of therapy? And I usually don't. I usually just say, I don't know, I'm just going to go with the flow. But this time, as more of a grown adult, I want, I do want to go back in the past and make amends with things that are still hurting me today that I don't realize. I want to unleash those feelings that I have to. And I want healthy coping mechanisms for my depression and mental health. Consistency feels good. And I think it can only come from if you really believe in what you're doing, like with the no rage, When I do well at something, critics, haters, whatever, they never acknowledge it. They never acknowledge that I'm doing well, or whatever,
Well, firstly, Foodie, you have to actually have achieved something or done well at something for us to comment about it. You can't be positive or have positive reactions to videos where you turn around and say on one moment that you want to be healthy and you want to sort of balance the eating in and eating out more and eat more healthily, and then 24 hours later go on a massive binge. You just can't. What positives are we to draw from that? We can't. So you actually have to achieve something, Foodie, for us to comment on it. That's kind of how it works. You'll get positive feedback when you actually achieve something positive.
I think honestly the trick is just that I just try. I just put in the effort to try to control my emotions and leave the rest up to God. Not only that, but just there was a switch. Something changed. I don't think I would be able to be consistent with the no rage for so long if there wasn't. It's a like a paradigm shift within my own mind, like a realizing that there's no point in defending yourself over things. There's no point in being negative. It's just I just want peace in my life and positivity. It's so much better. It's so much healthier. So I don't like myself when I'm angry and hurting other people. Even if I'm hurting other people back who have been who've come for me first, even if I'm being defensive, whatever. I don't like myself doing that. I don't like giving that stuff attention. So that's, I think.
Really?
Foodie, stop with the excuses. Stop with the rationalising. Oh, I only come after people because they came after me first. No, that's not true whatsoever. There have been many many situations in which you have struck first, shall we say.
You know, why I've been successful, but I don't know. Anyway, we'll see. It's still early in the year. But,
well, guys, you know, I'm going to end it there because, well, what was that? That was just a very long-winded word salad of Chantal saying, basically, she ain't changing nothing for no one. And don't hold her accountable. She doesn't want accountability. She just wants to be able to do what she wants to do when she wants to do it. Have we ever heard anything different come out of Chantal's mouth? I wonder. Right, guys, so that's the end of the video. Thank you ever so much for watching. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. All helps with YouTube's algorithm, apparently. So I'd be really grateful if you guys did that. Thank you again for taking the time out to listen to me prattle on today. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.